On March 23rd, the US Senate passed a massive $1.2 trillion spending bill, ending months of legislative deadlock and averting further fiscal uncertainty by adopting the House's version without amendments. This decision not only resolves immediate budgetary challenges but also perpetuates a cycle of national debt. What implications does this have for the average American's financial future? How might this affect the US's economic stability in the long run? We will tell you all about it, but before that, if you're a fan of non corporate funded free news and analysis, you've landed on the right YouTube channel. Okay, let's begin. On March 23rd, the US Senate approved a significant $1.2 trillion spending bill, effectively concluding months of legislative stalemate and temporary measures by adopting the House's version of the bill without any amendments. This move averted the need for further negotiations that could have prolonged the fiscal uncertainty. Such large scale government expenditures often defy easy comprehension unless broken down into more relatable figures. By dividing the total amount by the current US population estimates, each American is implicitly burdened with approximately $3,600. This financial responsibility doesn't require immediate payment but is gradually assumed through national borrowing. The US national debt, which now hovers around $35 trillion, serves as a testament to ongoing fiscal practices, with every citizen's future earnings being tacitly pledged as collateral. This isn't a straightforward loan that one might opt into. Rather, it's a national fiscal strategy where citizens are indirect co-signers to governmental borrowing. Consequently, as the government continues to accrue debt, it places each citizen in a precarious financial position, theoretically indebting them for over $100,000. Moreover, there appears to be no concerted effort from Congress to mitigate or manage this growing debt. The government's strategy has been to persist in borrowing, allowing the principal amount of the national debt to swell. This in turn results in interest payments consuming an increasing share of the annual budget, further exacerbating the fiscal burden on future generations. Thus, the legislative decision made on March 23rd not only resolves immediate budgetary impasses but also perpetuates a cycle of debt that will impact Americans for years to come. Herbert Stein's adage from 1986 rings alarmingly true in today's economic scenario. If something cannot go on forever, it will stop. This statement is particularly pertinent to the current trajectory of US government borrowing. There are two fundamental reasons why this cannot persist indefinitely. First, the escalating cost of debt service, which involve making interest payments without reducing the principal, will inevitably exceed the confines of any conceivable federal budget. Such a financial model is unsustainable as the costs continue to balloon, consuming more of the national budget each year. Second, the growing realization that the principal might never be fully repaid, perhaps managed through financial maneuvers like the hypothetical issuance of a $1 trillion coin to superficially settle debts, will erode confidence among potential creditors. As faith in the government's ability to even service its debt wanes, fewer investors are likely to purchase US government bonds. The cessation of borrowing is imminent, either through a de facto default or more dire consequences like the potential dissolution of the government structure as we know it. This scenario, while stark, may bring a semblance of relief akin to ending the destructive behaviors of a problematic housemate. Yet, immediate repercussions will be severe. The economic aftermath could render the Great Depression mild by comparison, plunging most Americans into a state of poverty far beyond our current comprehension. The advice moving forward is clear. Diversify your assets. The reliance on Federal Reserve notes merely backed by full faith and credit of the US government is precarious. As public awareness grows regarding the fragile state of US fiscal policies, the demand for more tangible assets like gold, silver, or even cryptocurrency will surge. There is no better time than now to consider these alternatives for your financial security. Transitioning towards tangible assets is not merely prudent, it is essential for safeguarding personal wealth against the forthcoming economic upheavals.